Okay, looks like we're uploading. All right, guys, breaking news, breaking news. I am here in Jerusalem. Sister Heidi and I have just arrived here in Jerusalem, literally just arrived. And rockets are flying out of Gaza. So I've decided to go live with you right now, live from Jerusalem. 50 rockets have been fired from Gaza by Hamas into Israel. We know right now at least 5 Israeli Defense Forces soldiers have been injured, and there is considerable damage out there. We even seen reports that maybe a kindergarten has been hit, and we're trying to verify that. That was from Jason Greenblatt. Made that statement just about 20 minutes ago. I got up to the minute. What's amazing is we were coming into Jerusalem, and all of a sudden we're right behind the motorcade of President President Rivlin of Israel. We were right behind his motorcade. I've actually got footage, and we're going to upload that for you. But let me just get to the real news here, what's going on. Very serious situation. Good to see everybody out there around the world. Shalom, shalom. Israel. Did Israel attack first? No, they did not. 50 rockets were fired at Israel. Israel has responded, but they haven't responded like they're going to. And they're meeting right now. Netanyahu just to a meeting with his defense Secretary of Defense and with his military people. Let me tell you where we're at right now. Up to the minute situation. 6:16 p.m. here in Jerusalem. Just announced. Ireland's foreign minister condemns the Gaza rocket attack. Ireland's foreign minister has condemned the Palestinian terrorist group of Hamas for firing a barrage of rockets into Israel and mortars. Israeli targets have been the target throughout the entire day. Here's what's happened. 50 Gaza rockets fired into Israeli defense soldiers were injured. That has now been upgraded. 5 Israeli defense soldiers have been hurt. France has just announced they are unconditionally committed to Israel's security. That was just announced. Here's what's going on. Israel's diplomats have been instructed to highlight the role of Gaza terrorist groups. The foreign ministry is instructing the Israeli diplomats stationed abroad to emphasize to the authorities and the media outlets in the respective countries that the Palestinian terrorist groups are responsible for this surge in the violence coming out of Gaza as 50 rockets were fired by Hamas into southern Israel today. Let me give you some more information here as it's breaking. Police are telling all Israeli citizens stay away from the fallen rockets. There's been dozens of rocket sirens going off. People are running to bomb shelters, and some are still staying in the bomb shelters right now as the sirens blare in towns adjacent to northern Gaza. This is the first time in years that Gaza's been able to get rockets into Israel and to actually land where civilians are. This is the first time they've been able to pull that off. The Iron Dome is in effect. Now, the Israeli Navy within the hour has just seized control of a Gaza boat trying to break through the blockade. The Israeli Navy has stopped and seized control of a Palestinian boat this afternoon. Organizers say that those aboard sought to breach the Israeli blockade of Gaza. Out on the Mediterranean Sea, the Israeli forces surrounded it, intercepted it, and communications had been lost with the boat for more than 30 minutes. We don't know what that means. We're going to wait and see what the effects of that is. And I understand that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has went into a meeting. Let me get the information on that, as that's just now taking place. U.S. peace envoy U.S. President Donald Trump's envoy to the Middle East, Jason Greenblatt, is condemning Gaza terrorist groups for their reprehensible attack on an Israeli kindergarten earlier today. The French are standing with Israel as well. And Benjamin Netanyahu, just 18 minutes ago, just went into a meeting. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is meeting with his defense, his security chiefs at the Gaza rocket barrage. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is holding a security briefing with Defense Minister Lieberman and the IDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Eisenkot. Also, other senior security officials in Jerusalem. They're discussing a barrage of rocket fire into Israel from the Gaza Strip. And like we said, we were just, as we were arriving here in Jerusalem, not far from our hotel, we actually came up on President Rivlin's motorcade, and we got right behind him, and they started turning him around. Security were everywhere, and we got footage of this, but and we will upload that for you, and you'll be able to see that. That just happened minutes ago. So we've just arrived. The rockets are flying. It's a very serious situation, and Israel's at war. Basically, what's going to happen is we'll look for Israel to do some major strikes now into Gaza. They're going to go after targets of Hamas. There's no doubt about it. They've already seized a ship that was trying to break the blockade on the Mediterranean. And the pressure's really building out there. This is the first time since the 2014 war that rockets from Gaza have gone as far as 25 kilometers inside of Israel. Excuse me. So this is very serious. Now, the Iron Dome did intercept 2 rockets that tried to hit Ashkelon, the city of Ashkelon. And a barrage of rockets and mortar fire been fired at Israel. Israel's already saying that the projectiles launched from Gaza, the rockets were Iranian-made, Heidi. Iranian-made. So we're already getting understanding. Now, Israel has already done 35 airstrikes. In the last 35 minutes or so, they've hit 7 Palestinian terror targets in retaliation. And as we said, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's destroyed a cross-border Gaza tunnel, a terror tunnel. So, and the Iron Dome is continuing to go off, and there's still here in Israel, as between Hamas, who's fired, Israel has responded with into the Gaza Strip, but I don't think it's over. I think we may this thing is going to escalate. 3 Israeli soldiers have been injured. 5 have been injured. We have one just now coming in on the wire here in Israel. Done. This is ugly. And in a full-blown war, it could very well take place here. Israel's blaming Iranian rockets fired by the Palestinian terror group. Right? So we're safe, just so you'll know. Sister Heidi and I are safe. We're right here in here. We're here to cover what they certainly are affected. Got here. We're going to go get a bite to eat.